I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go.
And if you was instead of hating, you'd be ballin' too. I know you seen us fallin' too. All the rich niggas is all my crew. Fuck it, they can't touch us. If stuck up is what you call it, cool. Ooh, you should've seen when I came down in that. Black on black, cause it's paid the haters face down on the mat. Splat, yeah, I can make a green nigga mad. Quick, fast, flash like 10 cash on this bitch. I can tell I'm a G by the walk in the stands. I play the game, make me talk in the stands. Watch how you talk.
Cash Crypto, Antoine George, Lamar and Emily Jones, Shalom.
So play, I'll show you by the hit. And tell the police I don't know about shit. Hey, God, I'm fly, something like the air. Ain't that something when it's stunting, man? It's nothing like air. Homie, hold it right there. Homeboy, I'm right there.
Haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go, haters going down for the count. Looking at the ground. I think you're a hater. I think you're a hater. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Haters everywhere we go. Where we go.
I got one in the back, I got one in the front. I make them do what I say. They tell me say what I want, I tell them. Get your money, girl, and just stop breathing. Cause if it ain't about that dough, it ain't about me neither. See a gangster like myself, I get that paper and women. Man, your woman probably out there with some paper to give me. Listen, you're looking at a real pimp, ask my old women. And they'll tell you no remote, I control.
Opinionated, Shalom Princess, Shalom.
In the game, woman, if he ain't paying, then he shouldn't be playing. I'm saying, broke dudes only make jokes funny. I make more than I can fit in this quote, honey. Unquote, come sun soak with me, ma. Fly you down here and lay you up in my beach house.
I love coming out with them right there. That's my jam. That's my jam right there. Salute to everybody right here. You know, had to come on a little bit late because I had to make sure Shabbat was ready. You know, every Friday night at sundown, Saturday night sundown, you know, we have a Sabbath, you know, as the Hebrew Israelites, which most of y'all need to come into the truth, but I'm not even about to do that here because this boxing show right here. But, man, Raymond Murtala got an injury, so he pulled out the fight this weekend versus Diego Torres Nunez. I wanted to see that right there because Raymond Murtala, that boy bad. He 18-0 with 15 knockouts. The man knocked out Jeremiah Nakathila in 2 rounds. And Nakathila, that's the same fighter that fought Shakur Stevenson and gave Shakur Stevenson problems. That Shakur Stevenson got on his bike and got away from. That's the one person, Smoking Bud, salute. Right, Jeremiah Nakathila is the one person Shakur Stevenson did not stand in front of and fight. He felt that man's power. Raymond Murtala took him out in 2 rounds. Oh, the fights opinionated. We got ESPN, we got DAZN, and we got Showtime fights. Showtime, they got Gary Antoine Russell versus Kent Cruz. And we got a lot of good fights though, because Derek Chisora is first fighting Gerald Washington. And I think that's on the zone too. And Derek Chisora is a 650 favorite. Gerald Washington is plus 400. Gerald Washington is crazy though, because he got beat by Adam Kalnaki, but he knocked out Robert Helenius. That's kind of crazy. It's that triangle theory we talk about. And then we got Philip Herkovich versus Dempsey McLean. Philip Herkovich, he's a negative 900. Dempsey McLean's plus 500. I knew they was gonna give Herkovich a soft touch, really, like this, because Zane Zali, Big Bang Zane, the one that just beat the Juggernaut, he really beat Philip Herkovich. They robbed that man for that fight. That Zane Zala is a badass fighter. People better watch him. And my guy Trayvon Marshall, he going against Gabriel Maestro. He's a minus 800. And Emmanuel Rodriguez is going to have a great fight. He's going against Melvin Lopez. And Melvin Lopez is 29-1 with 19 knockouts. He lost to Jose Valenzuela, right? But then he had 7 straight stops. He had 7 straight knockouts. Melvin Lopez did. And then he had a split decision his last fight against Jobert Alvarez. And Emmanuel Rodriguez, he lost to Inoue early in that fight. That's the one Inoue stopped in the first couple rounds for his trainer pushing Inoue's dad. And Emmanuel Rodriguez is the same one that got in there with Gary Antonio Russell and was giving him all things that he could handle. Like, Emmanuel Rodriguez, I thought he was slack because Inoue beat him in 2 rounds, but then I seen him against Gary Antonio Russell. And I said, yeah, that's a nice damn fighter right there. All things salute. But like AJ's minus 2,000 versus Hellenius. Gary Antoine Russell minus 2,000 versus Kent Cruz. Oscar Valdez is minus 165. Navarrete is plus 125. Now, I'm thinking about doing a little teaser, taking Navarrete, Herkovich, Trayvon Marshall, Emmanuel Rodriguez, and, you know, a little something like that, and put Russell on it. You know, that's a nice safe. That's a nice safe one that might get you some money if Emmanuel Navarrete beats Oscar Valdez. But you can take that right there and also put Oscar Valdez instead of Navarrete. You know, you can flip it. The rest of them should pull through easily. And if you like 7, you put AJ on there because AJ, he's good too. Another fight I was thinking about was Derek Chisora versus Gerald Washington. Like, Gerald Washington, he's a different type of fighter. Derek Chisora, he's lost quite a few fights as well. But I don't know. Gerald Washington might come in there and do good. He's 20-5 with 13 knockouts. But in heavyweight boxing, all it takes is one shot to change the course of a fight. PGB Big Dog salute. You know, so it takes a lot right there. That's the rundown of the fights for this weekend. It's gonna be a great show. I'm gonna cover all of them. But it's one thing I want to talk about right now. Bob Arum say Floyd Mayweather is protecting Tank. Now, it's kind of funny because Bob Arum, he's a slick-tongued devil. I'm going to tell you that now. The man talks out of both sides of his mouth. Bob Arum will say one thing, then he'll say something different. Just like he sat there and said, I got fighters over here. Why I got to make a fight with Tank? I don't want to make a fight with Tank. That came out of that man's mouth. Roll the plug, salute. That came out that man's mouth. Now, he's doing like they normally do and trying to attach another one of his fighters to a PBC fighter. And now he's attaching Shakur to Tank right now. Talking about, yeah, Floyd's trying to protect him. Talking about Floyd trying to protect him. No, Bob, you know what you said. First off, if you fight Shakur, if Shakur fight Tank, he's going to take 15 to 20. He ain't gonna get no more than 20%. That's period. And Tank's the clear A side right there. But it's just so much hate towards Tank, and it's crazy. And Bob Arum, Bruce Gas, salute. One thing about Bob Arum, he really does not like Shakur Stevenson. I've noticed that. I think the reason why he respects him is because of who backs Shakur. He ain't really trying to get in that Jay Prince area right there, because if y'all don't remember, Shakur was saying that at 130 he wanted to go for undisputed. And Bob Arum was talking about, ain't no use for a fighter to fight for 4 belts. Like, if you get 2 belts, then you're good, and all that right there. Like, he completely said he didn't want Shakur fighting for 4 belts. But then he turns around and pushes Lomachenko for undisputed. It's kind of funny, though. Like, you don't want Shakur to fight for undisputed, but it's quick to push Lomachenko to try to get him. Yeah, he's better than Ali. Like, he says crazy shit. But then they was trying to make the Oscar Valdez and Navarrete fight. They've been trying to make this fight for years. They was trying to make it for years. But Shakur was called out Valdez. Bob Arum didn't want to do the fight. They Valdez didn't want to do the fight, but Jay Prince and Shakur, they went around Bob and went to ESPN. And being ESPN, they got whiff of it because they pay the budget. And Bob Arum been giving ESPN bull jive fights. And ESPN, when you own the calls, they call. So ESPN said they want that fight right there, and they made Bob make that fight. Bob was completely against that fight. If you notice, when they was in the negotiations and at the at the press conferences and stuff, Bob Arum walked his ass off the stage and sat down in the crowd. You've never seen a promoter do that. He was visibly upset that he had to put Shakur and Valdez together. See, he had a money trade on Valdez because that Mexican fan base. And Shakur went around him and ended up getting that cake. And Bob Arum don't like that right there. He really doesn't. And see, Bob Arum, he just deals with Shakur. But Shakur, I think he's done made a decent little name for himself. And Top Rank is the best place to start off when you first start. Because they're going to grow you gradually. They're going to let you fight easy fights to get a feel for it, get your confidence up and everything. But once you get like a little name, then that's when you need to branch out to like the PBC like the PBC, because that's when you get the good fights. Like most of the time, Top Rank put on showcase fights. Like you already know who's going to win the fight unless lightning strikes and something crazy happens. But most of the time, the fights are like 80-20, 90-10. You might get an upset every now and then. But the PBC, they'll throw you out there to the wolves. It's either sink or swim with them guys right there. They don't play right over there. Like Adrian Broner said, they'll throw you out there to Godzilla. And Tank, he steady get that hate. He steady gets that hate. Like, Tank gets hate from all sides of the street. Now, they talk about Tank fighting Bud. Now, Tank fighting Bud Crawford, that fight wouldn't even do a lot of numbers unless Tank do it, because honestly, Bud fans really don't buy his fight. You got a few diehard Bud fans that'll buy that fight. But most of these so-called Bud fans aren't Bud fans. If Bud lose, they'd be talking crazy about Bud as well. They just wanted Bud for EJ, and they just want to use each other to knock the next one down. Just like Canelo said, the other undefeated fighters, y'all fight each other. That's what they try to do. They hate to see their top guys go down. And their top guys aren't us. It's not. They don't never want us to be top. You look at the pound for pound list. They said it don't matter who won between Crawford and Spence. Anyway, still was going to be pound for pound number one. But the fashion that Crawford did it, they had to put him at number one. And Floyd spoke on something real crazy, though, about boxing. And AJ also said it as well. Planet 619, Shalom. But it's easy to be a top fighter when you don't come to America. Like he said, Floyd alluded to Inoue using PEDs. Like he alluded to it. Because first off, the man had the fight scheduled in May. He complained about the PED testing, too many tests. Then he obviously pushed the fight back to July. So he gave himself enough time to cycle off and pass the VADA test, which is crazy. What do you mean by that, bro? Talk about he showing mental weakness, PBG big dog. I think AJ locked in and loaded. I really thought he was. But if you think so, what do you mean? Yeah, they wanted Bud for EJ, but they don't pay for that fight. Because I think most of them Keith Thurman fans, to be honest. A lot of them are Keith Thurman fans. A lot of them are still Mikey Garcia fans. Like, a lot of people really wanted Mikey Garcia to beat Earl. And if you notice, Robert Garcia, they always doubted Earl. I'm just like, damn. But they do Tank the same way. And I'm going to tell you like this. Bud is a great fighter. But if he fights Tank, he would have to go down to the Tank's weight. The most Tank will probably fight him at is 140. If Bud fights Tank at 140, being the way he is now, Bud would get killed in that ring. And the reason he would get killed is, first off, he would be drained. he would be drained. He would look like a Earl Spence out there. He would look like Chad Dawson versus Andre Ward out there. He wouldn't be able to generate his power. You see, when Bud was at 140, he wasn't knocking everybody out because that wasn't his elite weight. His elite weight is 147. That's his weight. You cut him down to 140, you taking away his power. You taking away something. He might be faster, yeah, but Tank is fast as well, and Tank has power, and Tank has punch resistance. Bud doesn't have punch resistance if he loses weight. If he's taken away, he comes in kind of drained. So I think that fight doesn't work anyway because Bud may be fast, but Tank is faster. And Tank has pinpoint accuracy, and he has the power. And Bud may have power, but Tank has a beard on him. Tank can take a shot. And you got to realize, Tank is an A-list fighter just like Bud is. But it goes back to what I said about Spence and Bud. If me and you got the same skills, and I can use 50% of my power, and you can lose 100% of yours, who's going to win? And it shows you. Barrios 5'10". Tank dispatched him in 11 rounds. You know, he dropped the man 3 times. Keith Thurman couldn't even drop the man. The man obviously hurt Keith Thurman. Yeah, he hurt Keith Thurman. And he was coming up in a weight class. People sleep on Tank because, you know, he doesn't try as hard. And he's very economic. And Tank is very accurate with his shots. Tank, I think, is one of the most complete fighters out there. Like, if you would have to think a perfect fighter right now, and I'm not a Tank fanboy, nothing like that. I like Shakur. I like Devin. And I like Tank. That's why I want to see all three mix them up at a weight that's comfortable. I want to see Tank and Devin at 140. Because Devin, if he goes back to 135, you see he started draining in the Lomachenko fight. Like, if people say Lomachenko won, that's why fights are are scored by round. Devin won 5 of the first 6 rounds for one. He won the 12th round, and he won a round in between. Yeah, Loma came on, but Loma took his foot off the gas in the 12th round. I've had Devin win at 7-5. If Loma would have won the 12th round, it would have been 6-6. It would have been a draw. That's the way I had it. But Loma even admitted that he took his foot off the gas, and, you know, that's not a heart of a champion. Shouldn't have took your foot off the gas, you know, especially in the championship rounds. Give it your all. But like I said, Tank might be the best picturesque fighter out there. Him or maybe Jerron Ennis. And I'm not saying because taking Tio would be great. But Tio, people don't realize, but Josh Taylor was weight drained in that Tio fight. Honestly, Josh Taylor's 5'11", making the 140 division. He had problems with his weight in the Jack Catterall fight. But see, a lot of these guys are scared to move up because they know when they move up, you know, they might have been monsters in their division, but when you move up, they cracking harder each time. 7 pounds, that's a lot more pounds of pressure. And 7 pounds, that's a nigga that's coming in 30 pounds heavier, cutting his weight down. Like Josh Taylor used to come in at 140. You know, he probably walk around 160, 168. But you know, he come in at 147. He going to be fighting people that walk around probably 180, 170. So, you know, it's a difference in size and power. And that's what people don't realize. That's why fighters be trying to stay in the lower divisions as low as they can. But sometimes it works for your benefit because if you have power that's been suppressed, when you move up, your power will show. Like Earl, his power will show at 154 and even more at 160. But it depends on the type of fighter. And like I said, Earl has had to cut 50 pounds in a weight class before. Like going up to 200 pounds for the Sean Porter and the Mikey fights. So, you know, his body was big. Virgil Ortiz, that's why he gets that rhabdomyolysis, because his body is big. The man is a big guy, almost 5'10", and the man can't make that weight. Boots is an anomaly, because Boots is tall too, but he has a slim frame, and he coming in at 145. Boots got about 3 to 4 good years at welterweight, so he's going to have to swoop the belts up as fast as he can before the time run out. Because, see, Earl was making that weight. You know, he's been at this weight for like damn near almost 12 years. And he came in at 152 when he first started. And, you know, the only reason he was 152 because, you know, when you making a weight class, you know, the sanctioning bodies are lenient on your weight until you become a contender. When you start getting to the top 20 and shit like that, then you have to be strict weight. But before you enter the top 20, you could be off a few pounds. It don't matter. But like I said, Gerard and Tate are complete fighters. Let me explain about Tate. Tate, he has speed. He has timing. He has brilliant ring IQ. He has power in both hands. He can fight off the front or the back. He can counterpunch. He can lead. He has a great jab. And he has one other thing that everything that I just said, Shakur has and Devin have, right? But it's one difference. Tate has that equalizer. Neither one of them guys has that show-stopping knockout, flip your brain, blunt force trauma knockout shot. And that right there, that makes it a whole different ball game. Tate has the same skills as a Haney or Shakur, maybe even better. I don't know, but he has one added discretion. See, Shakur and Devin, that'll be a drawn-out tactical fight, and a lot of people throwing a lot of shots at each other. They taking and hitting. They can't do that with Tate. It'll be a different type of fight. And Tate is very economic with his shots. So when he throws with bad intentions, and he usually connects. He connects at over 50% hit rate, which is amazing. And then his defense is impeccable. See, Tate really doesn't get credit for his defense because a lot of times a fighter can't hurt him, and Tate really doesn't, respect their power. So he'll walk them down and get shit out the way. Yeah, Haney would end up at 147, but I want to see what 140 looks like on Haney. And, I want to see Haney versus Tate, but Haney's still taking a hell of a fight Regis Prograis. And it's all hats off to him. And like I said, I'm a boxing fan. Whether you like Haney or not, whether you tired of his dad or not, or if his fans piss you off or not, you got to respect Devin Haney's commitment to the sport and these 50-50 fights that he's really trying to put on. Devin Haney is fighting Regis Prograis now. Regis Prograis is arguably the baddest man at 140. It ain't no soft touch. It ain't no walk in the park. And if Regis Prograis hits Devin Haney the way Lomachenko did, it's going to be a short night. But see, also, they looking at that Zorilla fight. Regis needs to get a nutritionist so he can help make the weight, because Regis been at that weight for a long time as well. And he should be moving up too, but, he's stuck right there. And Antoine Russell, I would like to see what Antoine Russell looks like tomorrow, because he turned down a title fight with Albert Puyo to go back in and train some more. So I want to see what finishing touches he had, because he had the power, he had some of the skills. I would like to see where they sharpened him up at, because Bartholomew was giving him everything he can handle. And if he didn't get Bartholomew in trouble, they didn't stop that fight prematurely, Bartholomew probably could have got the upset. But they pulled a Rolly, because you remember Rolly was getting beat by Grandpa. And as soon as Rolly got the man in some kind of trouble, they stopped it. And that's the shit that I hate right there, these premature stoppages. I can't stand that shit right there. And yeah. But Floyd also alluded to the fact that for Tank next fight, he wants Teofimo. Tank versus Teofimo is a big fight. It's a very big fight. That's a very big fight. And they have history. Teofimo got destroyed by Tank in sparring. Kegi, Shalom Kegi. Teo got destroyed by Tank in sparring. But I know people saying that's sparring. But that's still Tank. And Teo's been looking for a payday. So, Bob Arum probably wouldn't want to make that fight, but take the A side. If he gives Teo a contract, Teo gonna say to him with what Bob Arum talking about. He's done it before. It ain't nothing new. Teo and his dad feel like, and see, that is kind of wrong. Teofimo Out of the four kings, Teofimo arguably has the best resume. Teofimo put a hurt in Lomachenko when Lomachenko was in the prime, when he was the Matrix. He also beat Josh Taylor as well. Even though he got that loss to Cambozo, Tio got the best wins out of the four kings right now. And you know, Pedro Campo ain't no slouch either. Even though I felt like Tio lost to Sandor Martin. Sandor Martin is a world-class fighter. He's 5-star on BoxRec. Same man that beat Mikey Garcia. Yeah, Kegi, he was retiring until Devin was trying to backdoor and get that belt without fighting Regis. Devin was trying to fight Arnold Barbosa Jr. for Tio belt, and Tio said, hell no. Nah. You know, Tio and Devin will also be a great fight because they got a history and they hate each other. Well, Tio can't stand that man, and I don't think Devin like him either. Yeah, they don't like that either. But even though you got the best resume, Tank is arguably the cash cow. And even though Bud beat Earl, Earl's still the big fish. He's still the big payday. Because one thing Earl has is diehard fans, and Earl's fans gonna buy the fight. And that's what people don't realize. Just because a fighter loses, they don't throw him away. AJ is a prime example. AJ's done lost 3 times, and his fan base is still behind him. Look at Derek Chisora. They love him in the UK still. You know what I'm saying? Look at Riverside Rocky. Everybody loves Gabe Rosado. You know, Josecito Lopez. Fans, it ain't that you lose, it's how you lose. It is who you lose fighting to. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, Rome, he talking like he EJ, but he knows the only fight that's going to pay him good money is EJ. Oh, yeah, the Kegi, Oscar De La Hoya, his resume is better than Canelo's. I think Oscar De La Hoya was the better fighter. Oscar would beat the shit out of Canelo back in his heyday. Oscar De La Hoya was the golden boy. Even though I felt like Sweet Pea Whitaker won that fight. You know, Oscar topped the legend Julio Cesar. You know, Oscar done beat some damn names. Oscar, and I felt like Oscar beat Felix Trinidad. They robbed him. But Oscar didn't care. He got in the ring with everybody. And that's why Mexicans love Oscar De La Hoya, because he was a warrior. Juan Manuel Marquez, Mexicans love him because he was a warrior. Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera. Those guys got losses, but they warriors. People love that because they gave their heart. Devin Wallace, Shalom King. And if people wonder what I'm saying when I say Shalom, it's peace and blessings. You know, because I wish the best for everybody out here. The best health, everything. Yeah, Oscar fought everybody. Oscar didn't duck. And you know the messed up thing about it, Oscar had all the fighters. Oscar had all the fighters that is at PBC. They was Oscar De La Hoya's fighters. But Oscar started getting money, and he stopped really caring about what the black fighters did. You know, he became Bob Arum. You know, Tio probably could beat Devin. He probably could. That'd be a good 50-50 fight. But I want to see what Devin looks like at 140 as well. I want to see what Devin look like at 140. But at 135, Tio would have cracked there. Tio had that power. But see, he got to realize moving to 140, these guys can take that 135 power. You know, like you got fighters like Ivan Baranchik, Zapata. Like, them boys be throwing bombs. And they done been in there with people that throw bombs. Regis Prograis. You got Sabril Matias. Like, you got killers at 140. 140 is like Arnold Barbosa Jr. He's good because he's a great boxer. His power ain't the best. And I think that's why I never really wanted to get it, because it would have been a boxing match. It would have been a boxing match versus Arnold Barbosa Jr. But see, maybe Devin's punch resistance will be up when he's at a higher weight because you know at a higher weight you get a better punch resistance. But I'm gonna drop the link. Anybody want to hop up here and cook with me? Y'all know how we do. Get somebody up at the sports bar and to my co-host Key get up here or something, you know. But yeah, Tio's fast. He got power. Like they call him Gordo. When he go in Gordo mode. That's why I think something was really wrong with Tio when he fought George Kambosos. Because looking at Kambosos, I don't see how the hell he could even beat Tio. Like, I don't understand that shit. And that's why I said Tio had to be hurt. Because Max Hughes made Kambosos look like a rookie. But he was the IBO champion as well. Maxie Hughes did string together 6 wins and got robbed. But I'm gonna say it like this, right? This weekend, we're gonna see what AJ's got. Like I said, I'm hoping AJ stops him in the first 6 rounds. Because with a fighter like Helenius, first off, AJ has all the muscles. That's what people don't realize. Muscles will sap your stamina. And like AJ said, he's not a 12-round fighter. AJ has to get people out of there early. He's not designed to fight 12 rounds. Now, Derek James can boost up his stamina all day. But eventually, the muscles going to take a toll. And you know, a heavyweight, that takes a toll. But in heavyweight, you know, the fight can end off one shot. That's the thing about being a heavyweight. One shot can close the deal. Yep. Like, I'm going to tell you, I'm trying to figure out when Brandon Lee going to fight again. I want to see him fight one of the top guys at 140, at least somebody decent at 140. Pedro Campo gave him everything he can handle in that fight. And that's when I realized Tio got some power. Tio got some pop. And I realized Tio really has some pop. Because I always thought Brandon Lee had some pop to him, right? Because, you know, he be hitting. And he be thumping people. You know, he had the 140 division. You know, that's Boot's friend. They were roommates and stuff. But he fought Pedro Campo. He couldn't knock him down or nothing. Tio knocked Pedro down a couple times. So that let me know Tio does have power. And Sandor Martinez has a chin because he took Mikey Garcia shots and everything. He took Tio shots. He even dropped Tio with a catch left hook. Yeah, Keggy. One thing about Derek James, he got a heavyweight now. Yeah, Earl made about 35 million that fight, right? But you got a guy like AJ that's used to making 50 million a fight. That's why everybody be wanting to be in the AJ sweepstakes. AJ gets around 50 a fight sometimes. You know? So to Derek James, you know that's more money. And you know, heavyweight boxers is something different. And you know, getting the heavyweight champion, that'll do something much more to Derek James' legacy. 84 LX Cuddy, salute. Yeah, Tio needs a better trainer. Yeah, I feel like training with his dad. His dad can't see everything. And like when he was fighting Kambosos, his dad kept telling him to go for the knockout. He wasn't giving him no pointers. And a lot of times, father-son duos, they work a little bit, but sometimes you grow out of that. You need another pair of eyes in there as well. Because, you know, you can overreach and you can see, like, get overexcited. Like, yeah, like, Tio dad crazy. Like, Angel Garcia, He was telling Danny what to do, and he wasn't realizing Danny was giving everything he had. That damn jab was in his face. But Tio, see, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Tank and Ryan are gonna run it back in probably the next year or two. That fight did so great, they're gonna have to rerun it. And I like that shit. It'll be a different fight. Because Ryan's about to show people a different side of him. Ryan looks like a more complete fighter at 140. And I seen a video of him training. I was on FaceTime and I seen him down there training. Ryan Garcia's always had power and speed. But now he keeps his chin down. He got a hell of a whipping jab. Ryan Garcia, he has quick feet. Ryan Garcia is looking like a complete fighter. Him and Tank, that'll be a different ball game when they fight again. But I still got Tank. But it's going to be much more better. And Ryan, he's learning how to use his power. He's done put a lot of power into his right now as well. So he's just not a left-hand hook. His straight right looks serious. And hopefully we can get that Rolly versus Ryan. If Rolly can get past this, he got a mandatory versus this English guy. I forgot the nigga name. I'll look it up later. But hopefully we can get that right there. Oh, Ryan's a lot better right now, Lex Cuddy. Ryan Garcia is going to surprise people. That's why I'm ready to hear him and see him in the ring. And people don't know this, but, Ryan and Errol Spence about the same size. Ryan's not no small guy. Ryan's a big boy. He reminds you of Oscar a little bit. And see, he's going through litigations trying to get off Oscar De La Hoya's label. And if you notice, Floyd Mayweather's actually trying to sign Ryan to the PBC or to Mayweather Productions. He done took Ryan to the basketball game. He got Ryan at his house. And Oscar hates that right there. Oscar, he can't stand because he loses to Floyd in all facets of life. He lost in the ring to Floyd. 10 of his fighters lost to Floyd. He lost his fighters to Floyd in the PBC. Like, Tank beat Ryan. Like, Oscar, he hates Floyd. Mr. Fishnets. And could you imagine the revenue that Ryan could pull in being under Mayweather Productions? Floyd see it. Floyd a businessman. And Ryan's good business. Ryan has over 10 million followers. If only 1% of them follow him, that's good. That's good right there. Yeah, he does remind me of Oscar. He does. But Ryan's fast. He got power in both shots. Ryan's going to surprise people. Rolly and them trying to protest that mandatory fight and just trying to get a fight with Ryan. And I think Ryan and Rolly do at least 500,000 pay-per-view at least. Ryan is now a bona fide pay-per-view star. And Rolly has the mouth to sell the fight. Plus, Rolly beat Ryan up in sparring. So, they have that right there. And a lot of people want to see what Ryan looked like after Tank. And a lot of people want to see Ryan after Derrick James. Ryan is a hot topic right now. And Oscar De La Hoya knows that. It's like when Floyd tried to get away from Bob Arum. And as soon as he got away from Bob Arum, he fought Oscar De La Hoya, which was the highest grossing fight at that time. Ryan gets away from Oscar, he's going to make a big blockbuster fight again. He's tired of Oscar leeching off of him. And see, DAZN, they actually got a free pay-per-view because PBC did like 1.1, 1.2 million. DAZN did like 200K. And they was mad that they did 200K off of shit that they didn't even have to do nothing about. And they had Ryan pay $200,000 to them out of his own pocket when it was supposed to be the promoter's job. Because Ryan's not signed to DAZN. He signed to Golden Boy. That's Oscar shit. And then they leave that man at the altar by himself. Like, shit, I'll leave you too, dog. Like, I just got my first loss, but we just made a bag, and you just leave me here. Yeah, we done. In other words, EJ and his family, they out there in Spain chilling. EJ still got his head up high. EJ know what's the problem. He said he gonna fix that up in the gym as well. And he gave a shout out to all his real fans as well. And that's real talk right there. He said shout out to all his real fans. A lot of people ain't real fans. They ride with you when you up top. And they throw you away once you lose. Now look, EJ wins the rematch. Watch all the motherfuckers come back like, I knew Earl to do this, I knew. Nah, don't do that. Don't bring that shit back over here. We good. We good on this side of the fence. And see, that's the problem. That's like when people watch football. They always got a team in the Super Bowl. And it's always a different team every time you look. One year they're a Cowboy fan, the next year they're an Eagles fan, then a Redskin fan. Like, people just want something in their life to cheer about. They don't have no loyalty. None. But then scream that you want the boxers to get out here and make the toughest fights, the biggest fights. You want them to put their hard work on the line, put their O on the line, put their careers on the line for your entertainment. And then when they do it, they get talked about like a dog. They get tarred and feathered in the street. Like, we got to wake up and start appreciating what these boxers really do and what they go through. Because if not, they're going to stop putting on these great fights. And then we're going to be like we was the last couple of years. And I'm not trying to go back to that. That's like giving me a Ruth Chris steak and then telling me I can't have it no more. I got to go back to soybean burgers. Nah. You got me the taste for it now. Benavidez and Boo Boo. Whew, that's going to be a good fight. David Benavidez is showing that he has the toughness and he's willing to fight a lot of people. That's what it looks like, right? But he was supposed to fight David Morrell. That's what he had said. And I think he weighed his options and he realized he has a better chance against Boo Boo than Morrell. I feel like Morrell, nobody under 195 beats him. From Bridgerweight to super middleweight, David Morrell, I think him and Better Beef. I think Morrell will stop Better Beef, honestly. Like, the guy really has talent. And he's only getting better with age. That's real talk. He's only getting better. And David Benavidez, they said that they wanted him next. Like, I gave BFTV the video. They had a video. Said they had a 3-fight contract with Caleb Plant, David Morrell, and Boo Boo. Then they tried to give Canelo Alvarez $50 million to fight David Benavidez on PBC. Canelo Alvarez denied that $50 million and said, hell no. So now he said he was going to fight Morrell if Canelo didn't go through. Canelo didn't go through. Morrell steady called out David Benavidez, and he makes the Boo Boo. He's making the Boo Boo fight. I can't blame him, but David Morrell versus David Benavidez, I will buy that at pay-per-view because I feel like that's the best fight, the best. That'd be two giants, two great young athletes in their prime going against each other. But like I see about David Benavidez, you don't see a guy his size putting together combinations the way he do. He string together 4, 5, 6 hit combos. And the reason why you don't see people doing that at higher weight classes is because it's easy to get countered and put on your ass. And Morrell will counter that because David Benavidez, when he fights, he squares up. He squares up his body and he's straight in front of you. He don't have the arch with 1 foot forward. He's both foot side to side. And that's not going to work. Hell yeah, all things. That fight right there, that's a big-ass fight already. They could do a rematch probably. It ain't going to be no trilogy because I feel like Morrell beats him 10 out of 10 times. Only thing about David Benavidez, he ain't got all that pop. He has volume shots. He's real good with volume punching. But David Morrell, he can throw combinations. He has good feet. He has great jab. David Morrell is a package. And right now, those are the fighters I think that are damn near the complete package. I got David Morrell, Jaron Ennis, Tank Davis, and I got to put Bud in there because, Bud did beat Spence. But the first three, they are complete packages. Bud getting older, though. And, one thing about getting older, you can age overnight in the fight. You can be good. Like Tony Harrison, look at him. In that Tim Tszyu fight, he aged overnight. He almost lost the Garcia fight before that. But Tim Tszyu, he was done. And it happened so fast. Hey, all things. I'm going to say it like this. Caleb ain't coming within 10 feet of David Morrell. Caleb Plant don't want that fight. Like, you got to realize David Morrell is actually hospitalizing people with brain trauma. Them hard shots right there. Big boy shots. Them shits is big boy. And another thing, Floyd said he wants the Inoue and Tank fighters. That's another thing I was saying. Floyd said he sees Tio versus Tank, and he says Tank versus Inoue will be a mega blockbuster fight. Now, Inoue is about to fight for Undisputed his next fight. So he has a chance to be 2 times Undisputed. So Bud did it first. Then we got Charlo about to do it. And then Inoue can do it. So that'd be 3 people that's 2 times Undisputed. And here go Bud. I did it first. But hey, Inoue moves up to 127, 126, right? I would like to see him against Brandon Figueroa, or at least against Gary Russell. Since Gary Russell trying to call out Tank, I would like to see Gary Russell go against somebody. Yeah, Roberson Ramirez would give Inoue that work. I think B-Fig might give him that work because, like I said, I had B-Fig and Stephen Fulton 6'6". I had that fight a draw. And Brandon Figueroa done increased his power at 126 because, he was weight draining himself down at 122. But, yeah, Roberson Ramirez, Ramirez ain't no joke. Just for y'all to jump. And see, that's crazy because Gary Russell want to jump in there and fight Tank. Inoue and them talking about they want to fight Tank. Then they realize Tank ain't at 126 no more. He ain't at 130 no more. But I think for the Inoue fight, I think Tank would make 130. But what people fail to realize, my guy just left 135 and he's in the 130 division. And I feel like he fights anybody down there, it's going to be a problem. That's my guy, William Foster III. The guy that beat Edwin De Los Santos, the assassin. That man has speed, power, and he can box his ass off. Like, he outboxed De Los Santos. He beat the hell out of Avery Sparrow. And he beat this other guy. He was supposed to fight 2 weeks ago on Pro Box. He was he was the headliner. But his opponent got COVID. Yep. His opponent got COVID, so he lost that fight. So he didn't get a chance to fight that fight. But see, he wasn't getting no smoke at 135. He was calling out Devin and all the top names at 135. Wasn't nobody trying to fight him, so he dropped down to 130. Like Foster versus O'Shaq Foster, that'd be a great fight. I give the head to William Foster though, because O'Shaq nice, but Foster has too many intangibles. Foster reminds you of Raymond Mortala a little bit. He's good. He's very good. But shit. But damn allergies acting up. And Loma ducking Shakur. And I'm going to tell y'all why Loma ducking Shakur. Loma's about to fight for 2 belts. Watch what I tell y'all now. He going to fight George Camboso for that IBO belt that he stole from Maxie Hughes, and he's gonna fight for a vacant belt. That's why he petitioned all the classes to put him at number one. He knew he wasn't fighting Devin Haney again. He didn't want to fight Devin again. He just wanted to come, yeah, Murtala, yep. He knew he just wanted to get number one, so when Devin vacated, he could pick which belt he want. Yeah, Ray Murtala, that's the one that knocked out Nakatilia in two rounds. And Jeremiah Nakatilia, that's the guy that the African Shakur was running from after he felt that kid's power. The one where they said Shakur didn't look good because he was on this bike the whole match. Raymond Murtala knocked that man out. He 18-0 with 15 knockouts. And he a problem. Ain't nobody trying to call that man out. But yeah. They not trying to call that man out. It's big money. I forgot who they said Williams Zepeda about to fight, but that shit about to be a barn burner. I gotta check who they said Williams Zepeda go fight at 135, but I knew it was supposed to be a good fight. One of his peers. It was supposed to be a great fight. But yeah. That fight right there gonna do numbers. But yeah. On that Valdez and Navarrete. Now I'm gonna get my in-depth on it right now. Oscar Valdez is the favorite, 165 minus, while Navarrete is plus 125, right? Oscar Valdez is a counterpuncher in Eddie Reynoso's gym. Oscar Valdez, he's done been through wars. The man has fought with a broken jaw and won. The man sat there and was getting his ass whooped by Burchett, and he caught him with a Hail Mary and finished him. But also, that man lost to Robinson Casasiao, and they gave him the fight after he tested dirty for PEDs. Now, the man talking about he had herbal soup and herbal tea, and it must have been in there. You are a boxer. You know what you put in your body. He knows what he put in his body, but he trying to play it off. That's why Shakur was talking about don't drink no tea. But Oscar Valdez versus Robinson Casasiao, he kept his hands in his pocket. And see, that's what Emmanuel Navarrete has got to do. He's done came up 2 divisions. And he's done won belts in all of them. And now he came up, beat Leah Wilson for this belt. And now him versus Valdez for the belt. But he's not the same guy. He's not. And it's going to be a barn burner. Like the same fight Navarrete did last, he was coming up to that division to fight Leah Wilson. So people got to take that into consideration. Now, Navarrete beat him, and he's got a chance to increase his power through the training camp. See, Navarrete is one of the Hispanics that got a crazy style. Like, you can't pinpoint his shots. He like Boo Andrade. He throws punches from weird angles, but they connect. And that man has a shitload of knockouts. So Oscar Valdez is going to be a war. I'm talking about, like a man say, Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Moreira. Those are the type of fights this is going to be. And it gets you excited. Because you're like, yeah, let's get this shit going. But the fans ain't going to damn respect it. Valdez looks hungry. Navarrete just drunken master style. Yeah, Valdez is hungry for his belts. You start getting used to that thing right there. That's why fighters, when they have belts, they harder to beat. Like, it's easy to beat a fighter that got a belt, but you got a damn champion in there. Yeah, he gonna give it all. And that's why we say it's when people fault. But yeah. Well, look. Shit, I'm putting a quick hour right here. Not too many people coming through right now. They're probably busy. So y'all, shit, check with me about 12 p.m. Eastern or 12 a.m. Eastern. I might come on in the next 3-4 hours. It's my Sabbath right now anyway. So I might come on the next 3 hours. And set your notifications, people. And I'm glad to be back with you. Let's go ahead and run up out of here. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all know how we do it. We blow it. But yeah, for my third shift, people, we're going to come around 12, 1 o'clock. I got it set.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga leaving. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me a op, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hit us, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Hop out and leave them holding like the Bible. AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody kill. Hop out, get the drilling and spilling. 7.62 gon' split. LN, that's for any fuck nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. I got all those shit, nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I can leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga